Hello, and welcome to the Vote Voiced Podcast. And this is your host, Donna Miller. I want your support. I thank you so much for being here. I appreciate it. Just share. I just want you to know that Vote Voice is a nonprofit dedicated to voter education, voter registration, voter mobilization, and voter protection. You can follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You can visit us at www.votevoice.com. And I want to remind you to listen to the Vote Voice podcast at Anchor, Spotify, and everywhere you find your podcasts. Merry Christmas. We are almost there. Today is going to be a Christmas-themed broadcast. We need these beautiful moments because of all of the real life seriousness that we must deal with. And we're just going to bypass that for today. Don't worry, we're going to be right back on voter engagement and making sure that everybody makes voting their lifestyle, because voting should not be thought of as a burden. It should be something we celebrate. Hey, let's talk about our Christmas Eve to-do list. Now, my children are older now. My daughter's taking care of Christmas this year because I broke my ankle in 3 places, had surgery, and I'm still recovering. So she is having lots of fun. This is a tough year, people. At the same time, we are blessed. We could be a lot better off with the Build Back Better plan. That's my opinion. And I don't think people are out there are spending their money on drugs or going hunting, as Senator Manchin has suggested. I don't know why people think that we Americans aren't working hard and why we're the only country who have only received a marginalized amount of aid. I know we're tough, I know we, all of us, we have this real killer backgrounds and everything, but come on, people. Give us a break here. So let's go ahead and talk about our Christmas Eve to-do list. Okay, my kids always enjoyed preparing our Santa treat plate. So on Christmas Eve, you have to get that treat plate ready. Also get your kids to write Santa a thank you note. And don't forget the reindeer treats. And, you and the kids can think of what the reindeers might like to eat. Maybe a few nuts. They could have maybe some slices of apple, something like that. You might still be wrapping your gifts, so you don't want to forget that. And you want to choose your family favorite Christmas movie and your family favorite Christmas music. And we just love, right now it's just wonderful. You can turn on YouTube and find Christmas music. You've got your Spotify music, Amazon music. You may have some Christmas CDs. Hey, you may even have a few LPs. Our favorite, I just love all the Christmas music. I love Santa Baby, of course, Mariah Carey. And our favorite movie is Scrooge. I love Scrooge, the Christmas Story. So we watch that over and over again. Of course, Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer. And we just love things like that. You can have a sing-along when you're listening to your music. I love hot chocolate and popcorn. And I've always wanted to string a garland of popcorn. I haven't been able to do it. I understand that you should let that popcorn sit for a couple of days. So if you want to string some popcorn, I've heard people stringing popcorn and cranberries together, dried cranberries. You need to let that popcorn sit for a day. Let it become stale, and they say it's easier to string. Also, you want to figure out what you're going to do for Christmas morning. Okay, and I have a recipe for you guys for some Christmas morning French toast. Hey, I love to keep track of Santa, so I'm sure it's going to be something on YouTube. There may even be an app. I haven't looked into that, so go ahead and take a look and see if there's an app to track Santa. I'm definitely going to take a look. Read your favorite Christmas bedtime story, whatever your kids choose. And don't forget, you want to FaceTime with your family and friends, send your Christmas texts, and also you might want to read the Christmas nativity story. And you have to read the one for the kids. And I always taught my kids to say, "Happy birthday, Jesus." And whatever your religion is, however you want to celebrate Christmas, you do that. You do you. That's the most important thing. Okay, now, what are we going to talk about? Let's talk about, have some tips for you guys, okay, and a few ideals. Like I said about the popcorn for the garland, just let it sit for a day to get stale. Oh, girls, and ladies, men, boys, and girls, get some Christmas bags if you can find them. My daughter went doing some Christmas shopping. She says the cupboards are bare as far as the Christmas wrappings and things like that. So do the best you can. But look, in the Victorian era, okay, let's say you get in a real pinch and you can't find your Christmas wrapping or you don't have enough wrapping. Don't forget about brown paper, okay? Or if you have something small enough, get you a sheet of white paper and wrap that gift, and then just write on it. You can write your little messages on it. There's plenty you can do. You can wrap your gifts. You can also wrap your gifts in cloth, beautiful cloth. You can do that if things are tight. If for some reason you don't find wrapping paper, I always like to save the brown paper that comes in the packages from Amazon and other places like that. During the Victorian era, people wrapped things and beyond, or after, beyond the Victorian, well, not beyond, but before the Victorian era, people wrapped their gifts in paper. And you can do that, paper and string. And that's beautiful too. Let me see what else we're going to do. Okay. You know what's lovely? Something that they used to do in the past. If you're out, if you don't have anything in your own yard, I used to live in a place where I had an evergreen tree, but you can go out and clip some of the evergreen off, bring it into your house. But you can go to all the places where they're selling Christmas trees and garland. See if they have any laying around. Something that they might consider that they're not selling, and just pick up a few sprigs of the evergreen tree, and see if you can bring some of that into your house. Hey, see if you can find a mistletoe. Okay, you have to be careful with that mistletoe. It's not anything you can eat, but you can hang some mistletoe if you can find it. So just go ahead and take a look at that. So it'd be nice to have something fresh in your house. And if you can find some poinsettia and put that in your house. Don't forget your candies. If you can find them. I understand there might be some difficulty with finding any Christmas decorations or candies, but if you can do that, Also candles. If you have some candles, you can put your candles out. That will be very, very nice. You just have to make sure you keep track of your candles, and you have to be careful where you place your candles, and you shouldn't have your candles burning overnight. They should be monitored. Also, if you have any difficulty finding a tree skirt, don't forget you can use a sheet or any other fabric that you like for your tree skirt, and you can just make that as beautiful as you want. And let me see what other tips I have for you today. You know what I always did? I always used to, if you have any cards from past Christmases, a great Christmas decoration is to get your all your previous Christmas cards together. If you have some string, you can just string along a little rope across the wall, just however you want to put that, and just place your Christmas cards there, or just sit all your Christmas cards out on a table. The beauty of the different Christmas cards really make a very, very nice decoration. Okay? And let's see. Don't forget to recycle afterwards. If you don't if you have an old tree you're not keeping, don't forget to recycle all of your Christmas wrappings. Okay? You might have to, bend those boxes or rip those boxes up, but don't forget to put all of those Christmas papers and boxes in your recycle bin. Okay? Just make sure they're small enough. Get them in there. If they can't fit in there for the next pickup, just put them in a bag. Wait for that recycle bin to be dumped, and make sure you put your papers. There's a lot of recyclable things coming out of people's houses the day after Christmas. Okay, so make sure that you recycle everything that's recyclable. Everything in that package can be recycled. All of that wrapping paper, okay? All of those boxes and plastics, they are recyclable. So make sure you do that. Okay, let's move on. And let's start talking about our recipes. I have a bunch of recipes for Christmas. Let's talk about our Christmas cake. Oh, wait. Well, let's do our eggnog first. Let's talk about our eggnog. Now, there's two recipes that I have for eggnog. One is for Puerto Rican coconut eggnog, and one is for the traditional eggnog. And for the adults in the room, you can mix that with a little bourbon or whatever else you like. Okay, so let's talk about the ingredients for eggnog, okay? You're going to need 6 egg yolks, 3/4 cup of sugar, 2 cups of milk, 2 whole cloves. Now, if you do not have whole cloves, you can use grounded cloves. A pinch of cinnamon, 1 cup of heavy cream, 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, 1 1/2 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Okay, you got 2 tablespoons of bourbon if you're going to separate that. Okay, remember you're going to have to make 2 versions, one with the bourbon, one without, because you have to give some to the children. 2 tablespoons of rum if you want to. Okay, just mix the bourbon and rum. Remember that is for the adults. You can use egg whites if you want to instead of the egg yolks. Now how are you going to make this? You're going to beat your egg yolks, okay? You're going to add your sugar in a large bowl. You're going to use a whisk, okay? Or anything you want to use. A whisk, a mixer. You're going to beat your egg yolks. Okay, until they are kind of light in color. Okay, then you're going to add in your sugar. And what you're going to do is you're going to continue to whip that up. Okay? And you're going to do that until it's fluffy. The sugar and the eggs. Now, next you're going to heat your milk with your cinnamon and your cloves. You're going to put your milk, your cloves, and your cinnamon in a nice thick saucepan. And you're going to slowly heat that to medium heat until the milk is steaming hot. But you don't want it to boil. Okay? You're going to add the eggs in slowly. Okay? Adding half of the hot milk into the eggs. You're going to whisk that while you add the hot mixture. Okay? And then as you get that, you're whipping and mixing. You're going to pour it back into the saucepan. Now you're going to cook that until the eggnog thickens. Now you're going to cook the eggnog on medium heat. You're going to stir it constantly, okay, with a wooden spoon, okay, until that mixture becomes thickened a little bit and it coats the back of the spoon. Now, if you have a thermometer, you can use that. And then you want to cook that eggnog until it's 160 Fahrenheit. Now, you do not want to let this mixture boil because you don't want to curdle it. Okay, now if it curdles, okay, you might be able to fix that by putting it in a blender. But let's just watch it to make sure it doesn't curdle. Now you're going to remove that from the heat and stir in the cream. Now you have to strain it and chill it. Now you're going to strain it through, you can use a mesh strainer, okay? That's if you use whole cloves, okay? And you want to strain it anyway. And any of the other little bits that may have formed, you want to strain that. You can do that with cheesecloth or with your strainer, okay? Now you're going to let the mixture cool for an hour. Okay, after that, after it's cooled, okay, you're going to stir in the vanilla extract, the nutmeg, and for the adults, okay, you're going to put in the bourbon and the rum. Don't forget that you're going to have to separate the children's portion, okay? And that's how you do that. And you're going to let that chill. Now, let's say you're going to use egg whites. Let's talk about what you need to do for the egg whites. Now, you're going to beat the egg whites until they become soft and have peaks. You're going to add a teaspoon of sugar and combine that to beat until they reach a stiff peak. Okay? So that's what you're going to do with the egg whites. And you're going to put that into the eggnog. Okay? Just be careful with everything that you're doing. Okay? Remember that you can, remember you're dealing with eggs. So you just want to make sure, you have everything clean, everything cooled. All right? Now, if you want to reheat your eggnog, all right, you just heat it until it reaches 160 degrees. You don't want it to boil. You remove that from the heat and let it cool a little bit. And then you can heat that. You can drink that warm. Okay? So there you go for homemade eggnog. Now, for those of you who aren't going to have homemade eggnog, you can just go in the store and buy your eggnog, right? And also, you can find sometimes in the store your Puerto Rican coconut eggnog. And so sorry, forgive me. I can't pronounce it, but I'm going to spell it so that you will know what to look for inside the store. And it's spelled COQUITO. That's the Puerto Rican coconut eggnog. Now you can make it, okay? And what you need to do to make this is you need 1 14-ounce can of sweetened condensed milk. You need 1 15-ounce can of cream of coconut. Okay, and Goya makes that. Or whatever brand you want to use. You need 1 12-ounce can of evaporated milk and 1 13.5-ounce can of coconut milk. You need 2 teaspoons of vanilla, okay? Or if you're going to use your vanilla bean, okay, and that goes even with the eggnog, you know how to just have to split it and seed it. You need 2 whole cinnamon sticks, a half a teaspoon of nutmeg, and you're going to put rum in this for the adults. If you want to, that's 1 to 2 cups of rum. And you're going to need for garnish, and that's up to you, some nutmeg or grounded cinnamon. Now, you're going to steep the spices. You're going to place the sweetened condensed milk, the cream of coconut, the evaporated milk, the coconut milk, the vanilla, the cinnamon sticks, and the nutmeg, not the rum, in a large saucepan. And you're going to warm this up over a medium heat, okay, just until it starts to simmer. Now you're going to remove this from the heat. You're going to cover your pan and you're going to let it sit for 30 minutes, okay? Now, you're going to after that 30 minutes is up, you're going to remove the cinnamon sticks, okay? And the vanilla bean, if that's what you used. And you're going to pour the mixture into a bowl or a pitcher. Okay? Now, I'm going to give you a tip. You could rinse and dry off your vanilla bean and your cinnamon sticks, and you can save that for later on to make like your any other dessert. Now, for the adults, you can add a cup of rum. And then if you want it stronger, you can add more rum, okay? Be careful, okay? Now, you're going to chill this in the refrigerator for 2 hours. Or you can chill it for up to 3 days. But if you're probably just going to chill it for an hour. And you can serve this over ice if you want to. And you can garnish it with nutmeg or ground cinnamon. But look into the stores also for the Puerto Rican coconut eggnog. Isn't that wonderful? Now, what are you going to do with all of that leftover eggnog? You are going to make eggnog French toast for Christmas breakfast. That is great. Okay? Now, the ingredients for that is you're going to have 2 eggs. You're going to beat those a bit, not too much. You're going to have 1 1/2 cup of eggnog. You're going to have 1 1/2 tablespoon of ground cinnamon. 1 teaspoon, if you got it, of pumpkin pie spice. And you're going to use whatever bread you want. I like French bread, and I also like the Texas toast bread. But you want to get your bread kind of thick if you can. Okay, here's your directions. You're going to whisk your eggs, your eggnog, your cinnamon, and your pumpkin spice if you choose, or your allspice, whatever you choose, in a mixing bowl until it's well mixed. And you're going to pour it into a shallow dish or however you do it, okay? You're going to go ahead and you got your skillet hot. I love butter, but you're going to use whatever kind of oil you have. And you're going to just, when you make your French toast, you just dip 1 slice of bread at a time into the eggnog mixture. And you want to make sure that you coat it. Now, also, I like to let it, if you have a rack, I like to let that French toast sit on the rack. Now, there's a couple of ways, okay, that you can do this. I love my French toast in a skillet, but some people just lay their French toast out on a pan and just bake it. However you want to make your French toast, you go for it. I love French toast. And I'm going to be trying this eggnog recipe myself this Christmas. It's something I have not tried, but boy, does I love eggnog. So I'm really excited about having some eggnog French toast. My daughter and I are making all the preparations we can. Now, we're going to talk about, I'm going to save this one item. I'm going to save the Christmas plum pudding for last. It takes just a bit to make, and you might be able to make it this year. If not, make it next year, or make it for New Year's. We have to see what kind of a broadcast we're going to have for New Year's. Let's talk about a Christmas cake, okay? Now, this is a fruit cake, okay? Sort of a thing. And my grandmother loved fruit cake. Now, I like fruit cake too, but I might eat like just a peach, okay? Or just an apple. But this is going to be more on the liking of my grandmother. She's passed away now, but man, she loved her fruit cake. So here are the ingredients. You're going to get 2 ounces of candied cherries. You're going to get you're going to get 2 of the 8 ounce of candied cherries. If you can find it. If not, save this for New Year's or next year. You're going to get 1 8 ounce candied mixed citrus peel, 2 cups of raisins, 1 cup of dried currants, 1 cup of dates pitted and chopped, 2.25 ounces of slivered almonds, half a cup of brandy, a half a cup of all-purpose flour, 2 cups of all-purpose flour, half a teaspoon of baking soda, 1 teaspoon of ground cloves, 1 teaspoon of ground allspice, and 1 teaspoon of ground cinnamon, and a half a teaspoon of salt, and 1 cup of butter. Now, if you don't have these things, okay, this is the way we have to speak, okay? You can still take part of these ingredients and make yourself a cake, okay? You probably have some allspice. If you don't have cloves, if you do not have cinnamons, you can use allspice, okay? You might not have almonds, okay? You can still get dates. You might not have them, but you might have raisins, okay? So what I'm saying to you is that I don't want anybody to stress out in this time of COVID, okay? In this time of maybe there's shortages, maybe there aren't, all right? In this uncertain time, I'm giving you this standard ingredient because you can make it work with what you have. And if you don't have anything, you could maybe this will just encourage you if you haven't bought a cake, and if you can, go out and buy a cake. But if you want to bake a cake, you can still do that. You can get a can of peaches. You can also bake a cake using fruit cocktail. You'll have to drain it, okay? The fruit cocktail's a little heavy, so you just dice those up. You can do that, okay? I just want you to know there's no pressure here, but here's a recipe I want to give you. Then you can go from there. You do what's best for you. Okay, now the first step is in a medium bowl. You're going to combine your cherries, your citrus peel, your raisins, your currants, your dates, and your almonds. You're going to stir in the brandy and you're going to let it sit for 2 hours or overnight. Okay? You're going to dredge the soaked fruit with 1.5 cup of flour. Okay, so this takes a little bit of time to do this cake, but you still have time, because even if you did it with your children throughout the day, Christmas Day, see, this could become a Christmas tradition. You could do it all day and still have time for this cake by dinner. You preheat your oven to 275, and you're going to grease an 8 by 8 by 3 inch fruit cake pan. Okay, whatever pan you have. Now you're going to line with parchment paper and grease it again. And in a small bowl, you're going to mix together your 2 cups of flour, your baking soda, your cloves, your allspice, and your cinnamon and your salt, and you're going to set that aside. Now, in a large bowl, you're going to cream the butter until light. You're going to gradually blend in brown sugar and eggs. You're going to mix together molasses and apple juice. Okay, so here's some additional ingredients. You're going to beat into the mixture alternately with flour mixture, and you're gonna be making 4 dry and 3 liquid additions, and you're gonna fold in the floured fruit and turn the batter into the prepared pan. Now you're gonna bake in a preheated oven for 3 to 3.5 hours, or until a toothpick inserted into the center of the cake comes clean. You're going to remove from the pan and lift off the paper. And you're going to cool the cake completely, then wrap loosely in wax paper and store in an airtight container. So you can do that. Add that to your recipe file, and you can get that done for you and your kids. Now, let's talk about this Christmas plum pudding. Okay, now this is your basic British Christmas plum pudding. Okay? Okay, now here is the ingredient list. Okay, this one is a doozy. Okay? Let me relax, because you have a lot of ingredients for this British Christmas plum pudding. Okay, it might be a reason, okay, why we don't make this. Okay, now you can, before I get started, you can substitute. Okay, you can do apricots, peaches, you can use plums and milk for the ale. Okay, and you can serve this with brandy or rum butter. Now, you can buy the ale at your liquor store or at your grocery store. But here is something that you might, want to plan and build up your strength and build up your ingredient list. But here's something you can do, you can look forward to. You might be able to do it for the new year, or you might even just save it and do it next year. Here we go. Here is the British Christmas plum pudding. You want a cup of whole wheat flour. You want 2.5 cups of fresh breadcrumbs, 4 ounces of shredded suet. So you got to look for that. Now the suet, that's what I'm saying. If you don't have any suet, you can order it through Amazon. Try to order it through Kroger or Walmart, or when you go to the store, you can find out where it is. If you can't find the suet in the store, you can definitely order it at Amazon and places like that. You want 3 eggs, beaten, 1 small carrot, grated, 1 apple, peeled, cored, and shredded, 1/2 cup of dark brown sugar, 1/2 cup of blanched almonds, 2 ounces of preserved stem ginger in syrup, chopped. You might have to look for that. 1/8 cup of ground almonds, 1/2 cup of walnuts, 3/8 cup of halved candied cherries, a 1/3 cup of raisins, 3/8 cup of dried currants, 3/8 cup of golden raisins. Oh, we're still going. 4 ounces of candied mixed fruit, peeled and chopped, 4 plums, pitted and chopped, 1 lemon, juiced and zested, 1 1/2 teaspoons of mixed spice, and 3/4 teaspoons of baking powder, and a 1/2 cup of ale. I don't think there's many people. I think in England they buy this already made. Can you see why? You would have to definitely buy it. I've never seen a British Christmas pudding on the stores, but I do think you can order it from some of the British shops. Okay, here we go. Here's the directions. In a large bowl, you're going to combine your flour, your breadcrumbs, your suet, your eggs, your carrot, your apple, your brown sugar, your chopped blanched almonds, your stem ginger, your ground ginger, your cherries, your raisins, your currants, your golden raisins, your mixed peel, your plums, your lemon juice and zest, mixed spice, baking powder, and ale. Now, what they do is they say you let each family member take a turn stirring and you make a wish. That's fun. If you have used more dried fruit than fresh, add a little extra ale to make the mixture less stiff. I think we had a picture of once, a few years back, where Prince Charles, the Queen, Prince George, and Prince Charles, the Queen, Prince William, and Prince George were stirring up their Christmas pudding. Now, the next thing you're going to do, you're going to grease 2 large or 4 small pudding basins. Okay, so we need a pudding basin. 2 large or 4 small. So we're going to look for that on Amazon or wherever you want to look for a pudding basin. That's something I'm going to have to look up. Now you fill with pudding mixture about 7/8 full. You cover tightly with greased wax paper, then foil, and secure with a string. Okay, so here's something else. We got to make sure we have wax paper, some foil, and some string. Now you stand the pudding on a trivet in a large pot of boiling water that reaches halfway up the sides of the pudding basin. Okay, so now we're going to need something to cook our pudding with. So we're going to have to see on Amazon, wherever you use whatever equipment we need to cook our pudding. Okay. Now you steam the pudding over medium-low heat in boiling water for 10 hours for large pudding, 5 hours for small puddings, topping off water regularly until quite firm and set. Boy, this is like Thanksgiving dinner. 10 hours? So you would definitely have to make this, a few days before? Okay, so we definitely have to get our groove on to get this done. Now, if not, serve it immediately, let cool completely, then replace covers with fresh wax paper and foil and stir in a cool, dry place, basting from time to time with rum or brandy for up to 3 months. To serve, reheat by steaming 2 to 3 hours. Wow. That's something. I thought cooking a Thanksgiving turkey was a trip. So you really need to just if I wanted to cook something like this, I don't really have any of the ingredients, let alone the tools to cook it. So we would have to really just build up our repertoire of ingredients and the pudding basin, the trivet, the pot, everything to cover up everything. It can definitely be fun and something new, but you would definitely have to be prepared for this. I'm not. I would have to start. So this is something I'm going to have to do if I wanted to make this British Christmas pudding. I'd have to start next year getting everything in order. Start with the tools, and then closer to October, November, start saving up the ingredients just to do it in Christmas. Then you probably have to, the same time you maybe do your Thanksgiving. It is an investment that we would have to make. Most definitely. Sounds fun. Okay. Let's see if I have time. I'm going to try to have time. Let's just do the 12 days of Christmas. I am not going to sing, but I'm going to go ahead, and here we go. On the first day of Christmas, my true love gave to me a partridge in a pear tree. On the second day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 2 turtle doves and a partridge in a pear tree. On the third day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the fourth day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me, let me just get to this next one. 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds. Let me make sure I did that right. On the 5th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me, on the 6th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 6 geese a-laying, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 7th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 7 swans a-swimming, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 8th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 8 maids a-milking, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 9th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 9 ladies dancing, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 10 lords a-leaping, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 11th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 11 pipers piping, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. On the 12th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me 12 drummers drumming, 5 gold rings, 4 calling birds, 3 French hens, 2 turtle doves, and a partridge in a pear tree. That is a fun song. It is an old traditional English carol. And it's a lot of fun. You guys, it has been a lot of fun doing this. We need this right now. We just need to have some fun. We need to have some zen. We need to have some love, some joy, some peace. Next year, we have elections coming up. We don't want to forget that. We have elections in 22. We have some things to do in 23. And we have the elections in 24. There's so much happening. Let's pray to God that our new year is better. Let's pray to God that we get through this Omicron COVID virus. You guys need to stay safe. They're suggesting that you test before you go anywhere. And also, if you have people coming, make sure that you ask people to make sure that they're testing. And make sure that you do everything. You know, you got to have your circulation going. Get you some Lysol spray. Let's just stay safe. Let's pray to God that this new version of COVID will get through. Okay? Listen, I want to thank you all so much for spending a little time with me. I hope you had as much fun as I did. I really love that last little Christmas carol. It's a tricky little thing. And I just hope that you guys enjoyed the recipes. Some of them were new to us. Some of them we couldn't make right now. We would have to, prepare to make it. I just thank you. Listen, bless you and your children. Remember to sing happy birthday to Jesus on Christmas Day. Remember to, have some fun with your kids. It doesn't matter how much you have. Just take what you have and give it with joy and love. And remember, it's not about the presents. It's about being here with our family. It's about remembering our loved ones and the people we have lost. It is about getting us through to this next year and the year after that and the year after that until finally, hopefully, in the name of Jesus, Omicron or whatever COVID it is, becomes something that can't harm us because we can get a shot like we get a flu shot. Let's pray to God that it's winding down until it disappears, okay? And I just want you guys to give love, kindness, forgiveness, understanding, do the best you can out here in this world. It is not easy for any of us. And this is Donna Miller. This is the Vote Voiced Podcast. Thank you for your support. Thank you for listening. And I'm going to make sure that hopefully I'll be able to do a little bit more mixing the podcast up a bit, give us a little lightness if I can. Hopefully we'll be able to move forward. I'm telling you, I got plenty of stuff to talk about, but I've chosen just to wait. I'm going to wait after Christmas and I don't know. I'll see what kind of podcast I'll do for the new year. Maybe I'll just start our new year off getting us ready with what we have to face and the things we have to do in order to make it. And I thank every last one of you. God bless you. This is Donna Miller with the Vote Voiced Podcast. Merry Christmas to you.